Hello everybody, today's video is a collaboration with the Lollipop Box Club and the very wonderful and talented owner of the Lollipop Box Club, Lisa. She will be releasing a video at the same time on her channel, which obviously I will link, and we will both be creating journal pages with her January kit. Lisa always collaborates with a small business with her monthly subscription box, and this month it is my little shop, Miss Paperlover Designs. I have contributed some envelopes to the shop, some handmade, hand-stitched envelopes. So what I'm going to do is a quick unboxing of the kit. I'm so excited to open it and see what's in it, and then I'll be creating some journal pages with the goodies inside. I am going to unbox this kit sort of silently with music on, just so the video isn't too long, because I tend to like ramble on and get too excited about the items and talk about them far too much. So I'm going to do it that way for a bit of a change, and then we'll go straight to the journaling. Yeah, okay then, let's go. So I have the last few pages in my journal to work with, and I have this map page which I thought would work quite nicely with the whole letters, airmail theme. And to be honest, I never really know, I always put map pages in my journals and then never really know what to do with them, because I don't travel much. I'm not very well travelled at all. I haven't been on holiday in a decade. I just never know what to do with them. So I thought, think slightly more abstract, airmail, that's kind of the thing I decided to go for. But I am kind of covering up half this page. As you saw, I ripped down the middle of one of those A5 papers that come in the kit, this lovely vintagey postcard one. I've stuck that down on two sides to make the whole thing like a pocket tack spot, and I put the label in there at first, the tag, and I was going to use that to journal, but I do change my mind a little bit later on. And I thought I would just do a simple collage on the top of that pocket using the A5 sheet that has all the lovely little postage stamps and general postage ephemera pieces. I love this sheet so much. So I fussy cut a few bits from that to use in collage. I also pulled out some vintage stamps, some used stamps from my own personal collection, and I brought in one of those little pink tickets as well, just because they're super cute, and then this big XO. I'm going around the edges of everything with Distress Oxide in Weathered Wood, which is my usual go-to colour when I don't want to use brown. Like, I'm feeling it needs a vintagey vibe, but brown's going to not really work, so I went for weathered wood. I also put a little bit of washi just on the edge of the paper there. It looked a bit, I don't know, it looked a bit blank without it. The washi one is an MT one, the blue grid, and the one with the red map on is a Tim Holt set. I think it's called like Postal or something like that, so I used that set quite a lot in this video. Also pulled a sticker out that said by airmail, and that's pretty much it for that first page. Super quick one there. I do go back and add a little bit more to it, but on this opposite page, as soon as I saw that paper with the scallops on, I knew what I wanted to do was cut out the scallops and then layer them up like this, and then have each separate line as a tiny little tuck spot or pocket. So you've just got this layer of pockets. It's just the first thing, and it feels like very... Lisa often does really wonderful things like this in her journal, so it was just like channeling Lisa and all the kind of wonderful ideas she comes up for pockets. And I even add another pocket to this page later on. But all I did, as you saw, was cut out the scallops like so, then layered them up just by adding double-sided tape to the bottom of each section, and then layered them up like that. And then I needed something at the top of that page, and I pulled out this little baggie that had like the tag and other little pieces in it. I've just marked it there where to cut it. And then I thought, actually, I'm going to add a little something extra to those scallops, make them a little bit more my own, and adding little doodles and stuff around them. So I'm doing like a faux stitch border on some of them, then just like doodly lines and doing little hearts and stuff on each one. Just I add something a little bit extra to each one. It separates them a bit more. I don't know, I just really like the way that turned out, little effect there, adding some hearts to give it a little extra something. And yeah, I was really happy with that. It's definitely a much more sort of brighter, more fun style than I usually do, but the kit was really inspiring me to try something like a little bit different from my usual, though I do a page in a second that's like super vintage and typical me, but you know, it's fun to do a bit of both. Anyway, as I said, with that treat bag, I chopped off that edge where I'd marked, stuck it down, and I'm going to chop off that top edge there so it's not hanging out, and then just get a thin piece of double-sided tape to stick that back down. Again, I could have left it as it is and have it as more of a tuck spot than a pocket, but I thought it would be more secure if I did it that way. And that's where I think I realised the label would probably go better in that spot than in the other spot I put it originally. But then I was like, what am I going to put in those pockets that I've created, these zillions of pockets? And then I saw that cut apart card, sort of postcard thing, and so I cut a load of those out and put each one in each individual pocket. I do rearrange them in a sec. I spent quite a lot of time deciding which one should go. So they don't stay like that. Stamped out the take note stamp from the kit onto that pink grid paper, layered it with a scrap of the scallop paper to have up the top there as a sort of title for the page. And then I saw the little airmail envelope, and I thought if I slot that in the very top scallop pocket, then have my little cards in the bottom ones and a tag in the side, then it's a page of pockets. So many pockets and tuck spots on this page. I think it's super fun. I had a great time making it, at least. I'm going to decorate the front of that airmail envelope, and I'm going to use the craft paper airmail envelope for the other side, and then decorate the top of this tag as well, just putting in various things from the kit, stickers, the ephemera pieces. I think I bring in maybe a couple of bits of my own stamps, vintage stamps, and a bit of washi here and there, but it is mostly the ephemera and stickers from the kit that I use to decorate those. And I did actually, at this stage, after creating all of that space for journaling, all of those pockets and things, I had no idea what I wanted to journal about, like completely mind blank. I was like, I've created so much writing space and I can't think of anything to write. So I decided to move on to the next page and give myself some time to think about it. So this next page is also the very last page in my journal, and I always feel like I want to do something vaguely meaningful for the last page in my journal. And as this kit had this theme of letter writing and love and friendship and that sort of thing, what I thought I would do is have a sealed letter to myself. So something that I won't read for years and years. I won't let anybody else read it. I'm not even going to write it on camera just in case, but that was the idea I had for this page. I was going to bring in my the book page stitched envelope thing, and have my letter put in there. And because that's obviously, it's a book page, it's very vintagey vibes, that's what I wanted to do for the whole page. Oh, I will say, while I remember, if you notice that the envelope I use is a bit torn at one edge, that's because I'm doing the normal sort of small business seller thing of keeping the the whoopsie ones for myself. So the ones that I messed up, I keep for myself. So just in case you were wondering, being like, that's ripped, that's not very good. Yeah, that was the accidental one that I kept for me to use. So anyway, so just layering up washi. That washi is again that post theme Tim Holtz washi, another scrap of that postcard paper, adding this lovely craft doily, and I'm going around the edges with everything in Distress Oxide and Tea Dye for that very vintagey vibe, including the envelope as well. Just going to stick that down and do a collage on the top of the envelope, going back to those lovely little pieces on that A5 paper. I love them so much. And one of them was a postal stamp for Nottingham, which I spent 4 years living in Nottingham. It's like my second home. So I had to use that, obviously, and do that on the letter to self. I thought that would be quite meaningful. And then pulling out some more of my old stamps. I have a cat one that I've been saving for ages because it's a cat one. I had to keep it for myself and use it for something. So I saved it for this little letter to myself. Again, making a layered collage with all those little bits and pieces. As I said before, I am not going to write the letter to myself on camera because it's obviously something that's like super, super private. The paper I'm going to use is the blue grid paper from the kit, which is sort of a much lighter weight paper. It's not card or anything, it's just very much lightweight paper, and just trimming it down a little bit to fit in the envelope and then folding that up in a threefold that fit really, really nicely. And what I will do, because I haven't actually written it yet, when I get around to writing it, I will seal it with a wax stamp and then put it in there like that, so it's like super, super sealed. So if someone for some reason were to go through my journal, they'd find that wax sealed and be like, well, I can't get away with opening that. So that was my plan for that. Going back to the other pages here, I decided what to do with the envelopes is not get little pieces of paper or whatever to put inside the envelopes. Instead, I very, very carefully opened up the envelopes where they were sealed on the side, and I'm gonna have it in the way so you write just completely on the inside of the envelope and then fold it back up again. I thought that would be cute and sort of less bulky in the journal as well, because these pages are adding enough bulk as it is. So I'm going to stamp the date on each one, or I think I just did January in general because it didn't have to be something that was a specific date, and then yeah, add my journaling to those. I also added journaling to the tag, and then all those little cards, I decided what to do with those is add a quote on each one about letter writing, because I have pen pals and, I really love letter writing and things like that. So there's a lovely quote on each one of those cards about letter writing. To seal those envelopes, what I'm doing is I'm taking a little piece of washi tape and then putting it on my skin to take away some of the stickiness, so that when you put it down like that and then open it up later on, it's not going to rip the paper at all. It will keep it stuck down and sealed, but as I said, you've taken away some of that stickiness so it won't rip it. Showing you the little quotes I wrote down on each individual card there. I think those are really quite cute, if I do say so myself. And then I went back to that page, and that area at the top that it was too empty for my liking. If you were a regular to my channel, you know I cannot leave blank space. I'm not very good at it. I have to fill all the space. So I pulled out that love and these letter stickers. I'm vintaging everything up with the tea dye oxide going over the top of the pieces, not just the sides, and then sticking those down in a little cluster like that. And it's only a really, really simple thing, but for me it makes all of the difference to the page. I was so much more satisfied after that. But that, I believe, is going to be the end of this video. So thank you so, so much for watching. I really hope you like the spreads I've done with this. I will of course link to Lisa's video. Please make sure you go and check it out if you haven't already. I'll leave her other links as well, her website, her Facebook, her Instagram, etc, etc. Go follow her over there if you don't already. She makes wonderful content. She's so creative and clever in her journaling. I love watching her videos. Anyway, yes, that's enough from me. Time for me to shut up and go. Any relevant links to like products used and stuff will be in the description box. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Chat to me down in the comments. And yep, that's it. I'm gonna go. Bye bye.